It's Crash Bandicoot 2! Cortex strikes back!
Hello everybody, Slim Kirby here. Welcome back to another Let's Play. As I mentioned earlier on in the year, after I finished the Crash Bandicoot 1 playthrough, I would be making another stop in the Crash series by the end of the year so I could take care of Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. Much like Crash Bandicoot 1, I'll be taking care of this on the Crash Insane Trilogy, which released back in 2017, 2018 on the Switch. This was the version I'm playing. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this going. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game and get things moving here.
Crystals. Of course. No!
But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals from the surface. How do you expect to retrieve them when we don't have any Earthbound operatives left?
You fool! Do you think I'm unaware of the situation? If we don't have any friends left on the surface, then we'll need to find an enemy.
Crash! 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 My battery is fried. Make yourself useful, big brother, and bring an extra battery for me.
Okay, so basic plot after the events of the first game. Seems like Cortex has come back into the picture. He has teamed up with a new evil villain known as InGen. And together, they are using crystals to develop a weapon that will completely destroy the world. And it seems like Cortex has plans to actually use us to his advantage, if we were to assume his words correctly. So right now, we're just kind of in a little mini-stage. Nothing to really say about this, because it's not like a level you have to like collect anything. It's just kind of getting you used to the controls again. Like in Crash Bandicoot 1, you move back and forth, left and right, you can jump, you can spin into enemies. You also have a couple of new moves added to your repertoire as well, at least in this version, because I am playing the Switch version and the Pro Controller. You can slide using the R button. You can also do a high jump if you hold the R button down to crouch and then press the jump button to jump. You can also do a slide jump, which gives you a little extra distance in your jump. And you can also do a ground pound, which will basically allow you to slam into enemies and other objects as we'll be interacting with throughout the game. But yeah, aside from that, it's pretty similar. If you've played Crash 1, you should be very familiar with what you're going to be experiencing in this game. As far as my own personal preference in regards to Crash Bandicoot 2, I think of the original trilogy, I think I actually enjoyed playing through this game the most of the three games, although it was really neck and neck between this and Crash 3. But yeah, I think I had the most fond memories playing through this, and I actually got through the game pretty easily. However, if anything, I'd say this game actually gets a bit harder on the Insane Trilogy. I don't really know why or how you could make that claim, but I don't know, it just kind of feels a bit different to me. And I don't know, it is definitely kind of hard to get used to after playing through the PS1 version, which is, again, so weird when you consider how easy the Crash 1 variant of Insane Trilogy was. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on and move on to more of the game, shall we?
it isn't Crash Bandicoot, welcome. I apologize for the crude means used to bring you here, but I'd rather expect a written invitation would have been turned down. I need your help. Surrounding you are a series of 5 doors. Through each door lies a well-hidden crystal. The crystals look like this. Bring me the crystals, Crash. That is all I will say for now. We will speak again.
Okay, so Cortex wants us to gather crystals for him, which seems like a very weird thing for us to do, considering the events of the first game, but, you know, I guess we'll be on the lookout for those. So we're going to jump into the very first level, Turtle Woods. Got a little hint there. Be kind to the boxes to earn a special gem. Well, we'll take a look at it later. For now, we are going to go ahead and just break all the boxes. Because that is definitely something you want to do, especially if you want to go for the 100% good ending of this game. So yeah, basically, as you're going through the level, the couple things you can look out for, every level, except for a few like little bonus levels, will have a crystal that you can collect. The crystal by itself is pretty easy to find. It's generally just in the middle of the level as you're going through it. You'll run into it over time, so it's nothing you really have to worry about too much. You'll get to it at some point, is basically what I'm getting at. Then you also have the gems. Much like Crash Bandicoot 1, you can get 1 gem in every level if you break all of the boxes. And that is essentially why we're going to be breaking all the boxes and why we're not skipping any, because, you know, if you want that 100% requirement, you got to collect all the gems, and to do that you'll need to pretty much full clear all of the levels. Now, other levels will have bonus gems as well. Some of them are going to be colored gems, like in the case of this level, and, you know, other levels will just have additional clear gems as well for other requirements. You'll be able to see which levels have bonus gems by when you're on the map screen. You can generally see, like, okay, well, there's another gem icon, so this level must have an additional one. You know, things of that nature. So it's not too hard to really figure out. But yeah, we're going to be trying to go for all the gems, going to be collecting all the crystals as well, and doing all that other good stuff. All that good 100% stuff that I love doing in all of my video games. So you have to be really fast right here, because if those guys dip their head into the ground and then crouch, you can't actually get up those platforms to break the boxes, which can be pretty annoying. This is funny, because this is not really even a bonus room. This is really just kind of an extra room in the level. So if you die in here, you will actually take a death. Also, these boxes are new to Crash 2. These are nitro detonators. You may have seen those nitro boxes back there, those green boxes. Whenever you touch a nitro box, unlike a TNT box, they will automatically explode, so you won't get like a timer or anything if you hit those boxes. So you have to be very, very careful with them. They're pretty much, well, they're not really instant death, because obviously we have an Aku mask, and with those you won't be taking any deaths, but still, if you don't have a mask, you will die if you have any sort of contact with the nitro boxes. So just got to be careful on that front, pretty much. We are in a bonus stage right now. Bonus stages are pretty much similar to how they worked in Crash Bandicoot 1. You reach a bonus area, you jump on the bonus panel, and you get taken to another area where if you die, you actually will not lose a life, but you will have to do the bonus stage again if you want to get all the boxes and goodies that are inside that particular room, so you definitely want to pay attention to those. Let's see, as far as this game compared to Crash Bandicoot 1, as far in terms of the PlayStation versions, this game did actually start allowing you to die when it came to getting the box gems and, you know, going through bonus areas and everything. That was one of the main draws of this game when it was on the PS1, was that, you know, it was definitely easier and I'd almost argue more fair than the original Crash 1, because Crash 1 honestly was a pretty brutal game, all things considered. You know, you didn't have a lot of room for failure, because if you died, you had to start the entire level over again if you wanted to get 100%, which was always kind of frustrating. So it was definitely nice that the developers were a little more kind in this game. Of course, in Insane Trilogy, that doesn't really matter anymore because, you know, all the games, including Crash 1, are kind in that way, but still just something you got to think about, at least back then anyway. So here's the crystal that Cortex wants us to collect. I'm thinking no. You know, he's the bad guy. We don't want him to, you know, we don't want him to have his way. So we're gonna just ignore that crystal and see what he has to say about that. We're gonna be in direct defiance of Cortex and his wishes. So we come out of the level, we get our box gem. We're also going to do a little victory dance as well. The crash dance. Gotta love that crash dance. Okay, what does Cortex have to say?
No, 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 Crash. To save the world, I need crystals. Crystals! One more time. They look like this. Crystals, Crash. Go back through one of those doors and bring me crystals.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy about that. Let's go back in here. We have to do this level twice anyway, so we may as well. So we're going to actually follow the hint that's given to us here. Be kind to the boxes to earn a special gem. When they say be kind, they mean do not break boxes. So we're going to actually ignore all of the boxes in this level. I know that seems weird, like it's a Crash Bandicoot game. You're meant to break these boxes, but, you know, it says be kind to the boxes. I think not killing them is a pretty kind request, if you ask me. You can also press the X button, again, on Switch anyway, to take a look at your box count as well, so we'll make sure we don't break anything. Also make sure you don't break any of the checkpoint boxes either, because those also count as boxes as well, so literally do not break anything. And it actually gets pretty interesting when you get to a point in this level coming up here in a bit. Because, yeah, we have a nice little wall of boxes here. What are we supposed to do? Well, that's why they included this one multi-jump box right here. So you could actually jump on it and then make it over without having to, you know, actually break it, which is nice. So we're going to keep on going. We're about done. Not too many boxes left. I think that's actually it. So I think we're pretty good to go now. So here we go. Coming up to that crystal again. Nah. He doesn't need the crystals. He probably has all the jewels he could ever need or ever want. Besides, again, he is still the enemy. We're not going to give in to his demands. But yeah, we get the blue gem, which is the first special colored gem of this game, which basically means in future levels you might see a blue gem platform that'll take you to another area where you can get some more gems or some more goodies too. So we'll have to see how that works. Okay, Cortex, what's up?
Cortex gather crystals. Yet you have acquired a gem. Interesting. Well, Crash, know this. As long as you are allied with Cortex, you are my sworn enemy, and I will do anything in my power to stop you. If the fate of the world is truly your concern, you must gather the gems, not the crystals. If you obtain all 42 gems, I can use them to focus a laser. Yes, a laser beam that will destroy Cortex and the space station he has created. Until then, I must use my forces to stop you from gathering crystals.
Okay, that was actually kind of weird. I don't think I was supposed to get that conversation right there. I think I was supposed to get another Cortex conversation where he was going to continue to berate me for not getting the crystals, but I guess I got that cutscene a little bit early for some reason, so I don't know exactly why. I know that there have been some reports of sometimes those cutscenes come in at the wrong times and whatnot, so I'm not going to worry about it, but basically if you continually miss the crystals, essentially Cortex will keep coming back to yell at you, almost like Mr. Rossetti style from Animal Crossing a little bit. But I'm not going to worry about it. I am going to need those crystals for 100%, so I'm going to go back in here and collect it really quick. I'm not going to show the level again, and I will be right back. Okay, I got the crystal this time, so no worries, Cortex. You can stop yelling at me.
Well done, Crash. I knew I could rely on you. Now listen carefully. These holograms are hard to maintain. During the course of my intellectual pursuits, I have stumbled across a force that threatens to destroy the world. The crystals are the only means of containing it. The fate of the world is at stake. It is imperative, therefore, that you bring them to me.
Are you there, Crash? Crash! Crash! Are you there, Crash? There, Crash?
Okay, well, that's going to do it for Turtle Woods. Once you complete a level and get the crystal, you'll be given the option to do time trials and get relics as well. But of course, not going to really worry about that. They're completely optional. And they're actually kind of better to do at the end of the project, and I'll kind of explain why that is. But for now, let's go ahead and continue on to the next level. Next level we have is Snow Go. Now, as you can see, this level also has an additional colored gem. But this is a case where we will not be able to get this colored gem yet. We can only get it after we basically do something in another level altogether. But as far as the clear gem or the box gem, we can still get no problem. So we'll still be breaking all the boxes and whatnot. But yeah, here we have a new level type here for this level. We have the kind of snow area. The snow areas do look pretty cool, but as you might expect with a lot of platforming games, when you have snow, you have ice, and when you have ice in a platformer, you have awkward platforming, so that is definitely a challenge we're going to have to try and overcome as we're, not just going through this level, but, these levels in this game. So one thing you could do is if you can't control Crash anymore, you can kind of use the slide to kind of get a boost of speed and kind of move yourself in a different direction. It can be kind of risky, especially if there's like a lot of pits and stuff nearby, but it's really hard to kind of change direction because your traction is just so bad on the ice, so you just have to be really, really careful with that kind of stuff. But I will say, like, the ice and snow levels do look pretty cool. Like, honestly, I think these are, in terms from a graphical and aesthetic point of view, like, I really love the look of these levels. Also, as you can see, there's the red gem up there. Unfortunately, we just cannot grab it. I want to say that in, the original, Crash 2, the original, you can actually grab that because it's a bit further down. So you can kind of, like, sequence break that early. But, unfortunately, they put it a bit higher in this version of the game, so you couldn't do that. They kind of made it so you had to play the game the way it was intended, which is kind of unfortunate, but, knowing speedrunners, I'm sure they could find a way where at some point they'll discover some kind of technique that'll allow you to get that kind of stuff anyway, because speedrunners are just insane like that. Crash is just a game I really like watching speedruns of, and that's why I kind of really enjoy the time trial aspect of the Crash games as well, because, a lot of these levels were definitely designed with speed in mind, and you can definitely tell that just by playing like a couple of Crash games. Because, yeah, they're definitely made in a way where you can do that. Okay, so we got the crystal, still working on the box gem. These are outlined boxes, which means there is an exclamation mark box nearby. And I believe that box is actually up here above the arrow. Yep, there it is. So if we go back down, we can break this open, get an extra life, get some more Wumpa fruit, and then move on. I feel like I never finished my thought from earlier, but those green metallic exclamation mark boxes, the nitro detonators, they will basically explode all of the nitro boxes in a level, including nitro boxes that are in bonus stages and alternate paths. So you pretty much need to destroy those or activate those in a lot of cases if you want to get all of the boxes destroyed. So if you see some nitro boxes, be on the lookout for those switches, because they'll definitely come into play at some point. So there we go. That is Snow-Go taken care of. I think we have time for one more level. I'm going to go ahead and skip Hang 8 for right now, because this is a case where I'll have to play this level twice. So I'm going to go ahead and do the pits, just because it's a level we'll only need to do in one run through. But we'll come back and do the we'll do Hang 8 twice in a little bit, in the next video, basically. So no worries about that. I just want to kind of keep moving, and I don't want to have too long of a video here. So the pits can honestly be a very tricky level to get the box gem for. Just because there is a point in the level where basically there'll be a fork in the road, and when there is a fork in the road in a game like this, they're pretty much you should pretty much expect them to put boxes on both paths. So because of that, you need to kind of traverse down one path and then do some backtracking if you want to get all the boxes. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're also going to try to destroy as many enemies along this path as we can, just to make the walk back a little safer. So that should do it. Boom, get rid of you. Get rid of all the turtles. I love turtles, but they need to go. At least in this case, anyway. Okay, so right here, this is where we need to start backtracking. So as you can see, we have these two outline boxes. We have not found a detonator, but see, this is also going to be a good point of reference as well. So if we see those boxes, we know that when we come back the other path, we know that we've made it to the point we need to. So yeah, we have to backtrack here. Move very slowly so pits don't sneak up on you. This is where I really wish for, like, a game like this, you could have, like, some kind of camera option where you could turn the camera around so you could look the other way as you're traversing through here. It would make sense, I think, because, I mean, why wouldn't it make sense? The level probably looks the same forward as it does backwards, just from a different perspective. Who knows, maybe if they decide to continue making new Crash games, that can be something they might consider. I know that's one thing a lot of people are really hoping for since they made the Insane Trilogy, because, it's actually breathed, like, old life back into Crash, and now people are saying, well, now that they have this, let's actually get another new Crash game, and honestly, I'd be completely on board with that. Because I think this is a very underrated series in a lot of respects. Underrated in the sense, like, compared to, like, Mario and Sonic, the big gaming icons. I know with PlayStation, like, Crash was the PlayStation icon for a while, but I never feel like he got, like, the same acclaim as, like, Mario and Sonic for obvious reasons. And these games are honestly pretty fun. I have a lot of fun playing Crash games. Okay, so these are the two boxes. We're going to go ahead and hit those. And I believe that's going to be it for this level, so we just need to finish this level now. And just be careful along the way. There's a checkpoint, so I think we're pretty good to go. We still have a bonus area to find. This is why it seems like we're very low on boxes right now. We're really not that low. We just have a bonus area coming up that'll basically take us pretty close to where we need to be. So here's another introduction. As you can see, this metallic box I'm jumping on. The only way you can destroy them is with a belly flop, ground pound, whatever you want to call the move in question. The ground pound is a pretty unique addition to the Crash repertoire, I have to say. So I'm going to do... Actually, I probably shouldn't have done that. Oh well. I think we can still make it. It just might be a little risky. So now that I broke that, I need to go back so I can get all these other boxes I missed. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bounce on you, and get back up here. Get these 2 extra lives. And then we're going to go back yet again. Going to do a slide jump. Do that, and we are good. Just got to make it to the end, which we do. We're going to get three free lives out of it as well. I'm honestly surprised I have not died yet. I think I've already mentioned this on YouTube and Twitter, for that matter. But yeah, I do apologize for this project starting kind of late. It started later than I wanted to start it anyway, but in addition to that, I meant to start it last weekend, but I was just having a really, really rough time playing this game, and I was not happy with the gameplay or the commentary. So I decided to make an executive decision and redo my recording, which I think is definitely paid off. I'm in a much better mindset and mood right now. I guess I just needed a little more practice with this game. That's kind of what it boils down to. And, you know, practice in Crash Bandicoot, honestly not a bad thing, because this series is known for being quite brutal at times, and there's some definite levels we'll have later on in the game that'll be pretty challenging for sure. So yeah, we got our clear gem, we got our crystal. I think we're going to have another convo with Cortex here, and then we'll end the video after that. So let's take a look at this.
3 crystals. Not bad. I see you are getting the hang of it. I need to conserve power. I will communicate with you again after you retrieve the 5th crystal.
Okay, so that's going to be it for this video. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys next time when we continue on more of Crash Bandicoot 2, Wrath of Cortex. See you guys then. Later, folks.